What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Rich, back to bring your MLB props for Tuesday, August 9th. I did miss the early slate game, so don't worry about that game, but from the main slate, 7 o'clock and on, we will have picks for that. So let's dive into it right now. Yesterday, we chose to stack Yankees and Mets. It went pretty good for the Yankees. You know, Rizzo didn't play. Judge hit a home run, so Judge went over. But unfortunately, Pete Alonso did not go over. And Francisco Lindor did because he walked, stole a base, and scored a run. So he got his 9 points. Pete Alonso did not come through for us, but overall, not a bad game. The Mets didn't play as well as I hoped, but the Yankees got it done up in Seattle. They are back in Seattle today, and we have some more games on the slate. The biggest one, I think, is St. Louis going to Coors Field, which is awesome because that means we're going to get some high totals probably in that game. St. Louis, you know, one of the best probably hitting lineups, period, in the majors. And Nolan Arenado is probably my favorite play of the day. He's over at 8.5. You see he's hit it in 7 of his last 10 games. You see he's 15.83 fantasy points per game over his last 7 days, 13.56 over his last 14. He's up against Ryan Feltner, and he's not much of anything, so I'm not really too worried about it. I think that Arenado's in a great spot today. I think you should be playing him in all your lineups. And then it comes down to is who do we want to pair him with? You see Mitch Haniger on the list, fading him because he's just coming back. He's had a couple good games, but I'm not willing to play him yet. Jesse Winker, who's been playing pretty well lately, honestly, so you do have to give him some credit, but again, up against Garrett Cole. Is Seattle really going to put up 6 runs in the first like they did last time against Cole? I would bet against it personally, but you never know. You obviously can roll with Judge, who is still on fire up against Luis Castillo, and he did not play in the last game Castillo played, so there is that to point out. And on top of that, you do have Mookie Betts, who is projected for a pretty good game up against Joe Ryan. He has a total of 8. He's got a nice pitch factor for him, projection of 13, 14.33 over his last 7, 11.23 over his last 14. So a few guys that I do like to see here. Rizzo, I don't know. Rizzo was off yesterday, so he didn't play, but he went over 4 against Castillo, so I'm not really inclined to play him in this matchup. I mean, the way I see it right now, if you wanted to play Winker at 4.5, the way he's been playing, I don't hate it, but you see the biggest thing here is his 0.62 hits per game. Don't love that. You see Liriano again making the list with a low total, but up against Shohei Ohtani, so I'm not going to be playing him at all. I don't mind playing Betts, though. They are in LA, so there is that factor there. Pretty neutral as far as the park factor. You see the pitch factor and the P-Val factor are both in Betts' favor, so I don't mind that one bit. Like I said, I love Arenado today. I think Arenado is going to be a great play in Coors Field, so I do like that. You know, even though usually we get these inflated totals for some of these guys, I think the way Arenado's been playing, it'd be pretty foolish to fade him, in my opinion. You know, Judge, obviously, still on fire. Up against Castillo, there is a bit of hesitancy from me. Hesitancy from me for sure. Castillo is no slouch, but he did not face Judge last time they played, and I think that's important to point out because of how much better the Yankees lineup is with Judge in it. So again, you know, Donaldson coming off a 4-hit day, or at least a 3-hit day. He hit a home run yesterday, played super well, really carried that offense. Judge hit a home run. So they are playing pretty hot right now, and you know, JD does like to play in Seattle. He plays pretty well there. So I think I'd be starting with Arenado. I think I'd be willing to pair him with Judge, and I would probably go with Betts as well. I think that's the way I would go. If you wanted to throw in Winker on like a flex play, I don't hate it. I don't think I'm playing Rizzo today, even though he looks pretty solid. I just don't want to play him against Castillo. You know, the last game he played against Castillo, he just wasn't very good. So I'm not willing to make that bet personally. You see he's batting 188 in 32 at-bats. You know, you do have the history with Haniger here up against Cole. 375 with a home run and 2 RBIs. So there is that factor, which looks pretty good. But I think, you know, you see Arenado here. He's got green across the board. You see Judge looks pretty good. He's hitting quite often. And then Betts, right? Betts is looking pretty good as well. So I think those are 3 I'd roll with. Do 2-pick power plays for all those guys. If you wanted one 3-pick power play, I think that would probably be the way to go. But that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I think that whether you're looking at Aaron Judge, Nolan Arenado, Mookie Betts, just a bunch of stars, man. The stars rule, and I think they're going to play super well today. I think they have great matchups. You see the park factors, the pitch factors. You see the history, how well they're playing. Multiple hits per game, multiple bases, runs galore, RBIs. Like, these guys can really do it all, and so they have super high ceilings. Now they do have, you know, 8.5 totals, but there's just nobody in that middle tier where I think they can kind of ascend above their projections. So these are the guys I'm targeting today. These are the guys I kind of want, and I think this is where you're going to be finding your best value, right? It's just, you know, I don't love to take the studs because you do have to hit those high totals, but honestly, I think that all three of these guys are in great spots. You can make a case for all of them. Not much of a history, so there is things that I do like, and I do think there's a reason to lean on those studs because they're going to get lots of at-bats. They're going to have meaningful at-bats. They're going to have run production. So there's all those things working in their favor. So for me, Arenado, Judge, Mookie Betts are probably my 3 top plays. Arenado would be the top play for sure. Don't forget the tacos. I know there's a taco out there for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for like half a base. Easy money. Vlad's been on fire lately. So make sure you don't miss those tacos. Make sure you drop me a like and subscribe for future content. And if you tail, give them hell. And if we fail, do not bail. I'll be back tomorrow with more MLB picks, more MLB bets. Judge, Arenado, and Betts. Lean on the stars. I think they'll make you some money today. And I'm out. Peace.